Previously on Threshold.
We need to go to the ranch timeline.
I'm an app for that.
Hey, look, we're at the ranch timeline
My
now.
legs hurt.
I'm Virgie Bacon, and I'm gonna kill you.
No, you're not. I'm a tiger. I ain't your friend.
Is that Rasper?
Oh, never mind him.
Hey, guys.
Tiger.
I ain't that friend.
Hey, I hear there's another version of me here. I want to look at him because he's beautiful.
Okay.
Hi, Jamie. Nice to meet you.
Hi,
I'm Jamie.
Nice to meet you, Jamie.
All right, that was okay. That was weird. Let's go over there. Easterton.
To Easterton!
Here we go to Easterton.
We are 10 procurers.
No, you're not. You're 8 procurers.
Where to now? Same place. Here we go.
Alright, we got it!
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Threshold. I really hope Eric keeps that
Let's just tell me they run the whole
Need the whole
audio.
We're not doing that again, because that was magic.
Yes, it was.
That was our recap both for us and you. Hey everyone, welcome to Threshold. Again, another thank you for our Patreon subscribers. Thanks to you, we have this beautiful, beautiful set with our extra third wall. So now when we break the fourth wall to you, it's we still have 3 and we still feel safe. So thank you guys for that. We're gonna play a little bit of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons for you guys. As our cold open reminded us last time, we are making our way to the city of Easterton.
Woo!
Yes.
The
Easterton.
Yeah.
things we didn't mention in our cold open are, of course, that it appears that the ranch timeline version, well, I forget we're not calling it the ranch timeline. The alternate timeline version of Rasper is seems to be producing bliss on an even larger scale than in the other. Oh yeah, let's go around and meet the players,
BT dubs.
and then I'll do that.
We are also here. Hi, I'm Kevin. I am playing the good old Transmodavon, Toctaric Valerius, 13th, Vel, Elf Wizard, soon to be level 9, but not quite yet. I'm not excited or anything. It's like if it happens, it happens.
I'm gonna kill you just for fun. I'm gonna throw everything I got at you.
It's fine, I'll banish myself, it'll be great. You can't stop me.
Hey everyone, it's me, Brian. The wonderful, ever so likable Jamie something, level 9. Right? 8?
9.
9!
Warlock.
He's a warlock of Meta. Meta is his patron of sorts. And he is somewhat enjoying this ranch, this alternate timeline. A little bit. He enjoys the other Jamie. He's a nice guy, right? Yeah. He may become a heel at some point. We don't know.
He's an ice cube. But...
Hello, I'm Patrick, and I'm playing level 7 rogue Ka Kuru Ka, the Birdman from the East. And I don't have anything else to say.
Great.
That's it.
Great. Don't you have something to say about bread at least?
We don't want any bread. Go away.
I knew it. Catchphrase.
T-shirts for sale soon on ka.com. Don't go there. I don't know what that is.
Do not go there.
I don't know.
We in no way endorse the contents of ka.com.
I'm Josh, playing Rasper Hawkborne, level 6 fighter, level 1 barbarian, famous for using a shovel instead of a sword.
Hi, my name is Pamela. I am playing Christine Marin, a level 7 fighter, level 2 paladin. I'm not quite sure what the whole magic situation is yet, so we'll see.
Okay, so last time we did. If you don't remember what happened, take a look at our cold opening real fast. And
Everything you need to know.
The two things that that we missed. We're in a new timeline where the alternate version of Rasper is making Bliss on a very, very large and almost industrial scale, and you think it might be a good idea to stop him because it seems that stopping Kumbhakarna on your plan alone wasn't enough. He's still has plans.
There's only one hell.
There's only one hell. And the other thing to maybe think about is Rasper has met an alternate version of Christine, who he is hoping to rescue from what he assumes are the dungeons of Eastern.
Right.
So you arrive in the city of Easterton. It looks a lot like you remember. There is the city is kind of moving about as it normally would. Things seem to be a little less subdued here than they are in the countryside. It seems like maybe Easterton has been a little bit insulated. However, one thing that you do notice right away is there's a good number of buildings, way more than in your own timeline, that have a black arrow shot into the side of their door, sort of marking them as a syndicate operation.
How many exactly? Is it like 2 out of 3 houses has one, or is it like 2 out of 10?
I would maybe say like 4 out of 10. Like
That's significant.
So
It's
40% of the houses are syndicate operated.
not just but businesses.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. You come in from the east through the woods gate.
Just like last time.
Yes, exactly like last time. You come in through the woods gate. You walk through the black gate with the trees and stars through the Easterton wall. Yeah, that's... I'll sort of... you are passing the woods district on to the north of you on the right, and the Utah district to the left. And if you continue on this road, you'll cross over the Sherry Wine River and into the little market square. You can see the roost, the large red towers at the top of the 3 waterfalls that are cascading over the cliff. The 3 waterfalls, of course, Artis, Utah, and Fours.
Artis,
Fours, and Utah.
Those are the waterfalls.
Yeah, those are the 3 waterfalls that the castle is built on the top of. The huge stained glass window of the of Easter is, of course, up there, and the 3 towers, the 3 red tall spires can be seen as you enter the city.
Wait, 3
That looks
spires.
pretty much the same, but I think there were only 2 towers before.
The 3rd tower is to the front. It's like the guardhouse. It's the gatehouse.
No,
So
my
it's
map
like
says there's only
1,
2 towers.
2, 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
That tower's not on my map, so...
Well, it's always been there.
No.
Yes.
Christine, I have a memory that is designed to span thousands of years. I feel
So it must
like I
be
would
very
remember a whole
accurate.
tower attached to this keep.
I've been here longer than you, and I think I would know.
What does Rasper know since he's been here for about like a year now?
You're both wrong. There are 4 towers.
I mean, he probably hasn't been to Easterton much at all in the past year.
If you want to settle this argument, there have been 2 towers in the gatehouse.
Assume that everything I say about the construction of the towers is wrong. I rolled a 1 to remember what the towers look like. So.
No, Rasper just ignores them completely. But he'll lead the way toward. I guess do we? What would we know about like patrols and stuff? Because we kind of talked about that earlier. About like he might have been looking into like
about patrols as far as like patrols within the within the castle.
Like yeah, if his intentions were over a year to eventually rescue.
Give me an intelligence check.
Okay. 10.
Okay. You know you've done a little bit of you've done a little bit of research. You've walked by the roost a few times, and you know that during the day, at the top of the gatehouse towers, there's usually around 8 guards in the tower, in each of the towers. But then during the evening, there's less, and then during the night, there's only 1 lookout in each of those towers.
Great.
In each of those two towers towards the front.
So he's gonna bring everyone else aside and say, "Look, here's what I've learned," and tell them exactly that as he's pointing out to the towers.
You guys are you are quite
like
a ways
in the middle
away.
of-
Yeah, this is the map of Easterton. You guys have entered through this gate. The castle's up here, and these are the waterfalls. The Woods District, Youth District, Artisanal District. So it might be good to maybe find a place to set your things down.
Yeah, before-
convene.
Base of
Yeah,
operation.
before Rasper even starts, I was like, can we find maybe a quieter place to discuss this instead of out in the open?
How quiet is it out? It's pretty loud, right? Your voice
there's
wouldn't carry much in a big
There's
market.
there's a pretty large din of people as they mill about. You can hear the sound of chickens and birds and dogs and the roar of the waterfalls as gallons of water comes over the top.
Bell looks intensely thoughtful for a moment. Like, really intensely thoughtful. Like, strange amounts of focus. And then there's a really loud gurgling noise that seems to be originating from his stomach. He goes, "I'm hungry. Red Bulls?"
Well, perhaps you can go and get food. I'm going to find accommodations.
Red Bulls will accommodate me.
Yes. Rasper, I think you never know who's listening, right? We should find a quieter place to discuss our plans. Boom shakalaka.
Boom, boom.
While you guys find food, Christine and I will find accommodations.
We could also try Lilius Field's shop. If she's around in this, I don't know. She could be. Oh, wait. He looks up at the sky, vaguely in the direction where the shattered moon was. Maybe not. His mood seems to dampen for a second.
Well,
And then he's bolstered by the thought of bread bowls, and he starts walking off towards the...
Christine, what's that wonderful inn we stayed at in other Easterton? It's like the weeping, no, not weeping trout,
I
not...
have it. Give me a minute.
What could it... wasn't clean sturgeon.
Wayward Golem is
The 4-View Inn.
That makes
Right.
sense because it's right in view of the 4.
I believe
Four.
that was in the Artist District,
It was.
within view of the waterfalls.
We
I
almost
was-
stayed there a night.
You could probably start there and then, if that doesn't work, then find another place. I'm sure there's some sort of alternate version of that inn. Perhaps it's the bread.
All right.
Bell's already been walking away.
I want bread too.
You have to run to catch up to him.
Yeah.
Dimension door.
Ka
No, don't do that.
follows them as well, sure to pull his hood up, his large hood up as much as he can to reveal his form.
At Ka, you notice that there are strange looks kind of being shot your direction. People are like, your hood is up, so they don't. No one's shocked, but everyone's like, what is that short little plague doctor doing?
Question.
Yes.
Are there as many bullywugs walking around as last time, as the other one?
There are no bullywugs.
Okay. Then who is like the working class of Easterton now?
It seems to just be humans. It seems to be a almost exclusively human
Interesting.
city.
Okay.
Because there seems to be no bullywugs.
Excellent.
Let's do bread bowls first. You head on over to where the bread bowl shop was, and as you approach, you notice it's not a bread bowl shop.
Of course it is.
It's a jerky store. There's a man with he's got some meats hanging up, and they're drying.
Excuse me, my good human.
It's a man. He's got a large scar from looks like some kind of clawed animal across like the entire side of his face, and he looks your direction and he says, "Ah,
Can you tell me where I can get a Maraesh bread bowl?
try Murray."
There's no bread bowl shops in Eastern Town.
No, got some dried meats.
You surely sir must have a bakery.
Yeah, there's a bakery. It's called Daily Bread, and it's maybe around the corner.
I hate this place.
We'll buy some soup. We'll buy some bread. We'll put the soup in the bread.
It's not the same.
Your meats look wonderful, though. Good.
Yeah.
Well done.
You want some?
Ka tugs on Belle's robe like a child, and points at one of the cuts up top.
You want? I don't have any money. I turned it all into wood discs.
He flicks a coin.
That.
Two wheats. 2 wheats apiece.
Oh, that.
Is that a wheat?
Is that a gold coin? gold
This is a
calves?
Let's see, I have. Yeah, I don't think I have any wheats. I have platinums and golds
That's it.
from
He
plundering.
eyes the gold.
Which is a calf, right?
Yeah, a gold cow.
Not gold
Gold
cow.
cow.
Yeah.
Worth 100 wheats.
Can you break this 100?
He looks at you and he says, "Sure, give me just a minute."
No, we'll take 4 actually. That looks good.
He takes it for a minute and he comes back with a pile of a bag full of copper wheats. He says, "There you go." And he says, "Here you go, 4." And he brings down the 4 cuts of meat.
What kind of meat is this?
He says, I don't know, I got a guy.
You can have mine.
All right, double meat.
You walk away eating your... however, you should note that he only returns you, once you've walked away and maybe counted your money later, he only returns you 67 copper pieces.
Sure it is.
What a jerk. Okay. Now I have to deal with carrying large bags of pie.
Meanwhile, Christine and Rasper.
Yes.
Does Rasper, his girl in Easterton?
Yes.
Oh, the hooker.
What was her name
Katrina.
again? Katrina. All right, good. That wasn't the name I had in here then. In the last year, what has he learned about Katrina?
Katrina is married to Rasper Hawkborne.
Oh boy!
Oh.
Is
That's
she,
right. She was there during.
Is she happily married?
You don't know.
Oh, okay, great.
Are you trying to parent trap this? Like, are you gonna like?
No. She's married though. Interesting. Great.
She's Katrina Hawkborne,
Oh,
and
no.
she lives in the roost.
Oh no. Great. Upon remembering this, Rasper is extra grumpy. Come on, let's go. I know a place. And he leads them to the, what was it?
The 4 of you.
The 4 of you in, which
Yes.
is now the.
It's still a 4 of you in.
Damn it, Steven.
Still a 4 of you in.
The 4s. The Ford.
Fours.
Fours.
As in
The
the
number
captain of
4.
Waterfall Fours.
Where's you?
Wait.
F-O-R-E-S. It's Fours, the
Fours.
name of one of the waterfalls.
Oh.
The 4
Okay.
of you.
Okay. All right. I have 4 like the number 4, and I was like, that makes no sense. There are 3 waterfalls.
Who named this in?
It's still the 4's view in, but the sign on the outside has a big black arrow sticking out of it, marking it as a syndicate hideout.
Great. Rasper pushes
Great.
on in.
The bartender is out amongst the tables. You can see that he's cleaned some stuff up, maybe from the night before, and he kind of looks your direction. Have you been? You've been here, Rasper? You've been here before?
I think that he's probably stayed away from Easterton.
Okay.
And he probably looks more worn and maybe more unkempt than the Rasper.
Okay, so it's a little harder to mistake them.
Yeah.
Okay. He looks up and he says, like, he's shocked for a second, and then he kind of sees that you're different. He says, "Good afternoon, sir."
We're looking for rooms.
Yes. He's wearing like almost a blue, almost like blue robes, and he puts his hands together and he says, "How may I help you?" Some rooms, one room for you and the lady.
He looks over.
I'm gonna whisper in Rasper's ear, "Do you think this is a good idea? We could just rent you out."
4 rooms.
Yes, sir. Shall I be charging the account?
Do I know that Christine has money right now? Because we've probably been talking about.
You could probably assume that she has money. She is Christine.
Alright, he's doing. Pay the man.
Christine reaches into a small bag and puts the coins on the counter, giving Rasper the dirtiest look she can.
He picks them up. It's maybe 4 silver pieces for the day. He picks them up and he says, "Oh, thank you, sir." He puts them in his pocket and says, I will let me escort you." And he walks in and he says, "We have a fine suite here for you that might be exactly what you're looking for. It is 4 rooms. He leads you to a big center room. There's it looks like a dining room. There's like a table to eat on. It's like a little private inn space with 4 rooms that are connected off the sides.
Wait, is this on the first floor or the second floor?
It's on the second floor.
Okay, does it take up the whole second floor?
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's a suite.
Okay, so it's a circular
So it's a 3rd floor. No, the room is square with then like.
Oh, I see, like square with like 4 rooms.
Yeah,
okay.
4 rooms branching off of it.
On the second floor.
On the edge of the second floor. It has beautiful windows that look out the back that look at both the waterfalls, but more importantly for your guys' purposes, the Roost Castle.
Great. Once we get up the room, Rasper reaches out his hand and said, "I need a gold piece."
Why don't you get it yourself? You've been here long enough.
I don't think he has a lot of money.
No, Rasper Hat is like just rags and rags.
He nudges you.
Fine. She tosses in a gold coin.
He hands it to the man. "I need you to be discreet about this. Can I trust you?"
He
doesn't give it over yet. He holds on to
He
it.
says, of course, sir." It looks like he wants to ask a question, but he's not sure if he should. And he says, "Yes, no one but you will know."
Good. Let's keep it that way, and there won't be any trouble. And he hands him the gold piece.
"I understand, sir. She's quite a pretty one."
Now leave us.
Yes, yes, sir. I will. I'll prepare some dogs if you'd like to stand outside the room.
No, just discreet will suffice.
Yes, sir.
If you want, I can put a banner up in front of the window.
No, like some watchdogs.
Like actual dogs or
Yeah,
like
actual
rats?
like actual dogs.
Oh!
Throw a tie on the door handle.
I want to see more watchdogs in the world of Threshold.
Great. And does he walk off?
Yeah, he walks back downstairs. Yeah, he gives you the key. He gives you the key to the room.
Wonderful.
And he says, how many days will you be staying?
I guess what do we pay for? 2? Yeah.
You paid for like
Paid for
one.
one.
One. I'll let you know.
Yes, sir. I'll keep them booked as long as you wish. All right.
So you take the bread, and you cut out a bowl out of it. You take that center plug out of it, and then you put the soup in the bowl, and it's the same thing. I mean, it's not the same
not the
thing.
same.
I know it's not the same thing, but like it's a suitable facsimile.
This
I'm
place
sure
is
you can
terrible.
prestidigitate smell into it or something.
Have you ever tasted prestidigitated food? It's just not the same.
You're right.
The bread bowl slops on the ground, and you hear a "Hey!"
Hey!
You turn around. It's a guy. He's in the black hood and black armor of the Black Arrow Syndicate. He has a couple of black arrows sort of banded to his leather armor, and he looks at you and he says, "Watch where you're throwing that. Looks like it got all over my shoes."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
He's like shocked for a second. He like looks at you. He says, "I'm watching you. I'm watching you, outsider."
I'm watching you right now, too. No, I'm not. Turn around and walk away.
He walks away. You hear them kind of like converse for a minute as you're walking away.
Is he with a gaggle?
You see him walk up, and he joins a couple of other Black Arrow people. One of them, which has a bell. He looks like a crier, and he starts walking around again. He's ringing the bell, and he says, "Reminder to all citizens that the curfew after nightfall is in effect."
Curfew after nightfall.
What's a curfew?
It's when they make you go home and you can't stay outside past nightfall.
That's stupid. Why do they do that?
So they can control the night, I suppose, or something like that. I think it's dumb. Hey, boyo!
He looks
I
at you. And he says,
approach Soup Guy.
he looks at you and says, "What do you want?
What's this deal
Looking
about?
for trouble?"
No, quite the opposite, in fact, sir. I'm curious about this curfew. I'm new into town. Me and my cohorts have just arrived, and we're curious as to why there needs to be a curfew.
It says, "Lord Easter's orders. No one's allowed after nightfall to be out of their homes for safety reasons.
For safety of us or safety of him?
There's been a lot of owlbear activity."
Owlbear.
Yeah, owlbear activity.
That's a classic.
It would be a terrible shame if a newcomer were to be caught outside after dark.
Oh, it would indeed. I mean, I don't have to worry about that. I'm the main character. But anyone else would be in dire straits, I imagine. Have you ever seen owlbears? I've never seen an owlbear. I mean,
He walks up close to you and says, "I don't care how main of a character you are." And he like pushes you a little bit. And he says, "Anyone can fall victim to owlbear attacks. If you'll excuse me, we have a town to cry." Attention all citizens! A reminder that the nightfall curfew is in effect.
I'll give you a gold piece if you shatter that bell.
It would also deafen and possibly kill everyone within a 20-foot radius of
It's
him.
like a lesser shatter.
Yeah, that's not a thing I do.
Yeah, me neither. Damn it. Anyway. Alright, well, let's try again. One more loaf of bread, please, and one more cup of soup.
He gives it to you, and you guys make your way back to the Thor's Inn with your soup bowls. Christine and Rasper, have you prepared the rooms in any way?
I think we've just been maybe talking about the plan.
Yeah, Christine picks the room furthest from the door.
Okay.
So basically able to, like, if she opened her door, she could see the entrance door. And then she kind of pulls out the map that was drawn and is just trying to remember herself kind of when she was in the Easterton castle back home, where things were placed and kind of just hoping that that's.
You throw your map on the table. So there's a map on the table, maybe a candle or a lamp to see it by. The light, it's maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So the setting sun is illuminating the roost very brightly, but the sort of lower part is starting to be covered in shade because it's of course eclipsed by the town. But the roost is still lit up really bright in the setting sun.
Do we arrive?
Yeah, you arrive. You arrive to the.
What is the number on the door?
It just says suite.
Okay. Door opens. These guys go in, but Jamie does not cross the threshold of the door. And he looks at the door and goes,
Jamie, there are 5 rooms in here. You can pick whichever one
There's
suits
4 rooms
5.
in there.
Well, 4 plus the main room.
Yeah.
5 rooms.
Yeah. Just give me a sec. Jamie goes away for a second. He's looking for chalk.
Okay. You see that you head down the stairs. There's several people in the inn. There's the bartender. There's maybe some other people over at the tables.
Excuse me, barkeep.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any chalk?
Chalk. I believe I do, sir. Hold on just a moment.
Okay.
You guys, sort of.
And a mini toothpaste.
Do you ever know those little shampoos?
I forgot to shake.
A small piece of chalk.
Excellent.
There you are.
Thank you so much. I'll bring
Absolutely.
it right back.
Thank you.
I go back up to the door.
Keep it as long as you stay. Just you can have it. You can have it.
Excellent. Wonderful. Chalk. Okay.
In
I
the
go
room, Vel sits down and goes, "Oh, damn it! Why do I have all this chalk in my pocket?" Oh wait, I need that.
He goes back to the door and he starts to write on the door a 5.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be working very well on wood, unfortunately.
You're able to put a 5 on there.
This is no good. Like bone bracelet, kind of snap it off.
You still have that?
Oh.
Yes. And I use the bone arrow as a quill, and like write in blood on the chalk. Perfect. And I walk in the door.
Jamie, just fix it before we leave.
It's fine. We're good. We're in room 5. Everything is great.
Great. In the meantime,
What's wrong with you?
Christian and Rasper have been talking about the plan, about how there's a curfew and night may be the best time to enter the keep.
Right, because there's only 1 guard stationed on each tower, correct?
Correct.
Right, and one of those towers doesn't even exist.
But there'll be
It'll be
several
easy.
patrols.
How many are in each patrol?
The
Do you
2
remember?
front towers, the 2 large towers in the rear. Those are not the towers the guards are stationed on.
Yeah.
This one's it?
Yeah, those little tiny rooms in
Okay.
front.
Oh,
One
those
guard.
towers exist, I think.
Yes.
There'll be patrols leading up to the castle. The curfew. Does Rasper know this owlbear thing is ridiculous?
I think it's pretty obvious that it's. Yeah, any implications you guys want
Great.
to glean from the owlbear cover story?
Great.
I mean,
Owlbears.
owlbears are a threat, guys. You can
Yes,
never.
but outside of the Viduvarius district, they're basically unheard of.
So 1 guard is stationed at each tower in the front. Is there... How many are in each patrol?
I don't know. At the outside patrols, maybe
If you had to guess, Rasper,
maybe a handful of men.
I need a number. 5?
Sick there.
Alright. Are there any other ways to get into the castle that you know of?
Um,
Besides walking through the front gate?
Haven't worked out the flying
was-
thing yet, or that would work well.
does Rasper know if the back waterfall
You've
passageway
been
is-
through the sewer entrance.
Okay. And they still existed?
Because
You
that's
do
how
it
you
through
got
this.
it. That's how you got in the last time.
That's right, okay. Great. There's a sewer entrance.
Okay. Is it guarded?
It wasn't guarded last I was there.
Keep in mind, guys, I can also turn into gas. and teleport myself.
All right.
That's all.
Jamie, I need you and Ka to do some reconnaissance tonight.
Okay.
Stealth
mode.
Ka,
Can I
would
also
you rather
do
take the
reconnaissance?
sewer or the towers?
And I say six voice. He's climb.
Okay. I want you to watch the guards going in and out, how many patrols there are. If there are patterns of the guards and kind of the general atmosphere of the castle. Jamie, I want you to try and find the sewer entrance. Rasper, if you could let him know the general vicinity that it is in, it would be helpful. Jamie, how long can you stay as a gaseous form?
My notes say. Stand by. Up to 1 hour.
Okay.
If I concentrate hard enough.
Okay.
I'll lead Jamie to the sewers and watch the entrance.
Okay.
Reminder, the entrance to the sewers is accessible by boat. So just...
Only accessible by boat.
Yes, because you got to sail under them. You got to sail under the waterfalls, across the little lake.
Right.
Across the Cherry one.
Where can we get a boat?
Well, would you know this already? I think I would.
I'm sure there's boat rental places.
Yeah,
You know, I'm sure you could ask around town and find a boat rental.
Yeah. I think Rasper's got an idea.
Okay.
Where to go?
Christine, did you hear Vel say he wanted to do some reconnaissance?
No. You want to do some reconnaissance?
Do I ever?
Can you turn into a rat?
Yes.
You want to come to the sewer with me?
Nope.
All right, then.
Also, turn into eagles or squirrels or pretty much whatever.
All right.
I can also turn you into one.
It's all right.
All right.
Vel, I would like you to maybe try to get into the roost somehow, as maybe a mouse or a rat, and just kind of maybe try to find where Rasper sleeps, or his movements, or anything that could be of use. But I want you out before the hour's up.
Cool. I'll totally be able to remember that with a rat brain.
Maybe you shouldn't go then.
Can I make a point of order? Can we call Bad Rasper a different name than Rasper? Because it gets confusing between this Rasper and that Rasper. Can we call it like
Rasper.
Rasper or Crasper or Hasper?
Hasper Rock.
I mean,
Or Jeff?
Rasper, it's alternate you. You make that call.
What's Rasper backwards?
How would we just call him that asshole?
That asshole. Or Tassel. Tassel!
Vassal?
No, that's
Repsar. It's Repsar.
Repsar?
I like Repsar.
Repsar.
Gotta get that back.
Repsar.
All right.
Great.
At least it's not you.
Yeah, you're still Rasper.
You're Rasper. He's Repsar.
Stupid Repsar.
Yeah.
That asshole. All right.
Great.
Actually, Vel, could you try to find the dungeons?
I already know where the dungeons are.
Okay, try.
Top floor.
Vel, if you can't take this seriously, I'm going to ask you not to go.
Taking this very seriously. I just have a much firmer knowledge of the castle's layout than you do.
All right.
My map is like a square and a circle.
This is the castle. Done.
It's literally, if you look, it's literally only like the main room. It's like you walked in the front hall and then went to the tower you stayed in that one time.
It's like compounded by Belle's arrogance.
It's being roleplayed beautifully.
Yeah.
So what? So I'm going into the sewer because we're trying to find that's our entry point.
Find where the sewers come out. So if there is an entrance to the sewers, figure out where it comes out within the castle.
Look for thin walls.
We're not blowing it up.
No, we're not. Look for thin walls.
Or not?
I wasn't planning on it.
I don't like to make it
I mean, if we're gonna blow it up, we might as well not even go in it.
No blowing up.
Blow everything up
Who
inside.
said blow up?
No one said anything about blowing up. Anyway, yes, I will find the entrance into the castle via the sewers.
Thank you.
Once I finish making this face mask, so I don't have to
Very
breathe in.
pseudo. Thin walls. I'm telling you.
How will I know it's a thin wall?
I don't know, like gas through it. Or
Knock on the wall.
oh, yeah.
Oh.
That was not
I
knocking
thought-
on the door.
yeah.
Okay. I was
like-
like,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We don't want any bread. Go away.
What time is it right now?
6 o'clock. It's just about supper time. We'll be serving a nice stew down in the main room, or I can have it brought up here.
Have some brought up.
Yes. How many? Five bowls.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'll have the girl bring it up. And he heads downstairs.
How are you all going? It's all fine getting in, but how are you going to get there? Ka, can you? I guess you can be stealthy. I'm not concerned about you getting caught in the streets during curfew.
I think the best idea is to go out before curfew. We can wait near the keep. What would be like a good? Is it? You probably is aware of a couple locations that are like hidey holes, right?
Around
The keep, around that kind of area that the patrols went.
I mean, to get over to the you cross like a portion of the river to get into the.
Great. Our best bet is to go out and get close before curfew, so then we don't have a long distance and many patrols to avoid after that.
Okay. When is curfew an initiative?
Is it 9? Is it?
Nightfall.
Nightfall.
Nightfall
Right.
is when curfew starts.
Are we in daylight savings time or are we in?
There is no daylight saving time because that is terrible. Because
So I say we eat and then get on our way.
Sounds great.
Val, I'm still not entirely sure if you should go.
I mean,
If you-
What are you gonna be doing, Christine?
I'm gonna stay here. I'm sorry, I'm walking around with a big target on my chest.
are you wearing your armor?
Not right now.
Okay.
It's really uncomfortable. But
Hmm.
walking around with the Demarian symbol on my chest, I'm not exactly conspicuous. And I can't sneak while in my armor. And I'm basically, I wouldn't say completely defenseless, but
Okay. Ashwin.
Rasper, where did you say the other me died?
Was it in the Great Hall? I actually don't recall.
It was down in the dungeons.
All right. Somewhere down in the dungeons.
Jamie, avoid that area if you can.
The dungeons. Yeah, I'm not looking for the dungeons. So that works.
no,
for us.
just look for an entrance in.
Yep.
If it is in the dungeons, then
I'll make.
then we'll know.
Yeah, I will make a path through the sewer
thank you.
as he puts on.
As much fun as it
What am I doing?
sounds to try and infiltrate, I might spend the entire time looking for cheese. And I suppose there are better preparations I could be making here. So pulls
Okay.
out one notebook, another notebook, and starts flipping through.
Val, if you think it would be a fun adventure, go ahead and go.
No, this is better. This is better. James, if you do end up near the dungeons, just try asking a few questions to some empty space or whatever. Just see what happens. Run away if just, you'll be fine. You're good. I was like deep in his notes at this point.
Okay.
All right. So lovely. So let's do Ka first. All right, Ka. You're heading up. Yeah, up to the top.
We're waiting for
grabbed a blanket off of
I think we're
one of the beds.
Yeah.
One of the beds?
Before I left.
Okay. Lovely. So you pull your hood up and you head on out. To get up to the roost, you gotta cut through the rest of the artist district, which is not artists, but artists, like the waterfall.
Okay.
The artist district, and you take the artist lift. But give me a stealth check because you're leaving at night, obviously. So you're keeping stealthy.
21.
Lovely. All right. So you make it over to the artist lift, no problem. You easily sneak by. You can see that there's syndicate patrols. They're out walking around. Their torches make them pretty easy to spot and hide from. And this is old hat for you. You make it to the artist lift, which during the daytime or during normal hours would have some people there to push it to allow the lift to rise. But because it's night and there's a curfew, the lift is actually is down, and there's currently no way to there's no way to operate it without someone to push it while you're in it.
Okay.
It's a 100-foot climb to the top.
Hot dog. Jeez.
I guess it's nighttime, huh?
Mm-hmm. We get some crickets.
Yeah.
Maybe some running water.
Cricket.
No, don't do running water.
Yeah, I won't do it.
Okay, yeah.
Go to the bathroom in the middle of the session.
Well, I guess I'm gonna try and climb it.
Okay, give me a climb check. We'll do a climb check for every. What's your speed? It's half your speed is a climb check.
30 is the speed.
30
Great.
is speed.
Okay, so you'll have to make a series of climb checks.
Okay. Is that
30.
I'll say 5.
is that acrobatics or
Athletics.
It's athletics, or I'd like to do
Dex.
acrobatics as well.
Yeah.
Either way.
Okay, I'm gonna use acrobatics then because I'm like proficient in that.
Yep.
Okay, so it's a 20.
Okay. You make it about a quarter of the way up.
Alright.
No problems. You're using the existing infrastructure of the lift.
All right. Keep going. 24.
Yep.
13.
Okay. As you're climbing up, there's a wet spot, and your hand there's a wet spot from the waterfall water, and your hand slips. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Here we go. 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
You manage to catch yourself, and so you just don't make any progress with that climb check.
That asshole.
I was trying to think of a good one to say there, but I don't got anything. He growls like a tiger. 1.
Oh. All right, give me another dexterity saving throw.
13.
All right. As you are, your hand again, sort of another spot goes by, is equally wet. This time you fall, and you're unable to catch hold. You fall a little too far away, and you take 8 damage as you hit the ground. You hear nearby someone say, "What was that?" You see.
Is he at the top, or did he like fall into the water?
No, he's still on land. It's the lift is far enough from the water that he wouldn't have fallen in the water.
Okay.
Is there any like?
There's stuff to hide behind.
Yeah, I try to hide.
Great.
Behind
Give me
something.
stuff.
16.
Okay. You hide and you see several.
And I maybe take the blanket.
You see the torchlight come over to you, and you can see some guys with a dog, and the dog is kind of barking. Bark, bark, bark. Let's see if the dog finds you. The dog seems not interested, and the guys look around for a second. They shine the torch. They say, "I heard something." Probably nothing. Let's go.
Is it how many people is it?
It's 3. It's 3 Black Arrow Syndicate
Okay.
and a dog.
Ring.
Yeah, we ventured into a Metal Gear Solid. What was that? Oh,
Probably
sorry.
nothing.
They walk away.
Okay. I try to climb it again.
Okay. You climb up to the top, and you climb your way over. You're on the docks, which are because this top area is built on water essentially. In our timeline, it's called the Bully Docks, but there's no Bullywugs, so who knows what it's called. But you can see the pathway, which is large enough for like troops to march around and stuff, that leads to the front entrance of the Castle of the Roost, where the 2 towers are.
So can I see what I need to see?
You move farther in and you walk a ways because you're supposed to be watching those 2 main towers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I imagine I'm just in position and so just watch for a while.
Great. Give me a stealth check
Alright.
as you take up your nest.
Damn it, 1.
Ooh. Okay.
I'll just take this.
Yeah, get rid of that. Burn it.
Put it in the shame pile.
Shame.
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 Ding ding.
I was having a rough night.
Great, Cod. You sit down and get into position, and you watch the castle for a while, and suddenly behind you someone lights a torch, just unluckily right behind you, so you're sort of silhouetted for a moment against the black sky, and this bird figure is seen. Where were you hiding? Where would Ka have hid? Like just in a
I mean, you probably would
town.
have. If there's anything like high up around,
Yeah.
he would have been up.
Okay.
Otherwise, like maybe a shrub or something.
Let's say you let's backtrack this a little bit.
Okay.
Because I shouldn't just ask for a blanket hide check for an entire little city, right?
Mm-hmm.
You walk around for a bit. You find maybe a good area to view the tower. You see it's a little couple of inns right next to each other. There's 3 inns next to each other of varying heights, with maybe some good stuff on the roof, a couple of good chimneys and stuff. They'd be a good vantage point to watch the towers.
Find a nice little perch. And
You climb up to the top. You find a nice little perch, and you sort of hide in there so you can watch them. I'm not going to ask for a hide check here. Yes. So
my new tactic would have been kill Black Syndicate guys, wear their clothes.
so you'll watch there, and you're gonna take notes about what happens throughout the night. Great.
Yeah, he sort of whispers to himself in the procurer's voice, scanning. And he chortles.
He sounds like a turkey when he chortles.
I heard it as a dove.
Oh, yeah,
morning dove.
Yeah,
A
it's,
little like wood,
yeah.
no, like a little wood dove.
Yeah, it's like a dove or a pigeon or something.
Meanwhile,
Fail.
Rasper Jamie.
Great, we're looking for a boat.
Lovely. There is a. There isn't too. You can see that at the front, towards in the artist district near the mouth of the Sherry One, where it comes out of the waterfall. You see that there is a little boat rental place. It looks like it's a boat rental place. There's several of them actually. It's designed to get people in boats to send them all the way down as far down the Sherry One River as they want to go.
Does it look like you can rent a boat by yourself, or does it need a driver?
It looks like you can. It looks like you're supposed to need a driver. You need proficiency in water vehicles in order to move them.
They're like tiny rowboats or something?
Well, yeah, they're like little rowboats.
Okay.
Some of them are rowboats. Some of them are like push rafts. Some of them are. You can see that there's a few places that rent like larger sailing ships. Like if you're really trying to get all the way down to the all the way down to the ocean. You could buy or rent them.
And can we see the kind of opening to the sewer from where we are? Is it kind of
It is hidden behind the waterfall.
behind the waterfall?
So yes.
What does it look like as far as like? Are there a couple people like just manning the rental
Everyone
house?
is inside.
Oh,
Because it is nighttime.
great,
And it is curfew.
great.
Give me some stealth checks, guys, as you walk over
Okay.
there.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Because again, there's some patrol still.
Natural 20
What's-
plus 6.
What stealth is that? Okay. 5.
Oh.
All right. Rasper is moving stealthily through the shadows. Jamie, as you are, as you're trying to follow after him, you're caught out in the street just as a patrol turns the corner. The torch is high, and the dog is barking at the leash. Bark, 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 bark. And way too not a threatening.
Yeah, it sounded like a chihuahua. There we go.
And they say, "Hey, curfew!"
Oh goodness me! I don't have a watch. Oh goodness me! What time is it? It doesn't matter. Shit. Okay.
Nightfall. What are you doing out? Don't move.
Okay.
How many of them are there?
There's it's a similar size patrol. It's 2 guys and a dog.
Great.
2 guys and a dog.
Rasper's gonna sneak
This fall.
around the back of them while they're.
All right, lovely.
the dark.
Give me another. And I'll let you keep your stealth check.
Okay.
You guys gotta help me. My dog left the house, and I'm trying to find him, and I'm sorry I lost track of time because I'm so worried.
It's dangerous out here.
It's so
Bloody
dangerous.
Owl bears.
I know, so I'm so worried that my dog could have gotten eaten by an owl bear.
I think I saw one right around the corner, didn't you? Yep. One right around here.
That's when Rasper goes
Owlbear.
roar and swings his shovel
Right.
to the back of their heads.
Yeah.
No, would he have advantage with this? Because he's
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a surprise attack.
His surprise attack. Great. Let's see. 25.
A 25. Yeah, that hits.
25 hits. Great. And he's gonna roll for some damage
Against one of the guys.
against. He's gonna hit both.
Okay, so that's 2 attacks.
Yeah, I'll use my second attack.
So this is the first guy.
Yeah, this is the first guy. So it's doing 8, and then the second attack is doing, or this is still this first guy. I'm just combining the damage.
Wait, so you're hitting.
Wait. What damage are you combining?
I have a I'm also going to be using my second wind on it, or my
Sorry,
my,
you're using your
You're
action
using
surge.
your
Yeah,
2
my action
attacks on
surge.
the first guy.
Yeah.
Okay, got
The
it.
2 attacks on the first guy. So 13
Okay.
and 8, so 21.
Okay.
And then the second guy is going to get. Do I also have advantage on the second guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Great. 25 as well.
You hit.
And he's gonna do, oh boy, 15 damage.
What was the first? How much damage on the first one?
21.
Okay, they're both gonna go down.
Great. It's just one big thud as like he hits one of their heads and the other like bounces to the next head, and they both just fall down.
He drops the leash of the dog, who's still tugging at it, who bolts over at Jamie. The dog is running at you as it runs at Jamie.
Alright,
Oh god.
No,
we're gonna kill it?
oh, he's attack. It's coming right for us.
Don't you have like charm animal or something?
I'm not a fucking bard.
It's a
No, but you're
Are you Eldritch
charismatic.
blasting this dog?
It's coming right for us.
As he coming right for us, I'm gonna materialize my pack blade
Okay.
and then ready action if it like
Kill an
leaps at me.
innocent
It's not innocent.
It's attacking me.
You don't know that. It could be running up to
That's
it.
why I'm.
It's
That's why I'm.
not
It,
Ready,
it leaps
Christine,
at
you're
you.
not here to morally object.
It leaps at him.
that's why I'm ready in action in case he does leap at me,
The
which he
dog
is.
leaps at him.
Alright.
It's okay. She's not here to morally object.
Okay,
You just do your thing.
here we go. Kill the dog. 9 for the first attack.
9 is gonna miss.
More than 9. 24.
Yes, that hits.
8 damage to the dog with a slashing attack.
Okay, I think that's gonna probably be enough. And you just slash at the dog, and he.
At least to a very. That doesn't kill him.
No, it does.
Oh, okay.
It does.
Well, then I skillfully cut it across its throat so it does not feel any pain.
Yes,
Thank
you
you.
cut it across the throat. It had 5 hit points.
Oh!
Oh.
Puppy. But as much as you try,
The torch extinguishes as it hits the
Yeah.
whimpering
ground.
for at least 20 minutes.
Sorry. All right. Well, crap. Now I have this dog. Pick up the dog.
Yeah, Rasper's dragging the bodies. Just to like a.
Why? Is there a bale of hay? Or
Yeah,
There's a river.
There's always a pile of refuse on the side of the street.
I kind of put. There we go.
Were we close? We were pretty close to the water, right?
Mhm.
Great.
This is actually quite fortuitous for us. Start taking their clothes off.
Taking their clothes off.
Yeah.
It's nighttime, Jamie, and you're about to turn into gas.
my
He says this as he says this as he drags the bodies to the edge of the river.
No,
and takes
no.
them in.
That simple pragmatism.
I'm writing that down in the title. It's nighttime, and you're about to turn into gas.
I'm saying,
Okay.
we could have worn the Black Arrow Syndicate outfits to not, to try and avoid any.
Just keep quiet. Follow me.
Alright.
Rasper heads on down to the dock.
Great. You're on the dock. What kind of boat are you looking for? Small boat? Big
Small
boat?
rowboat.
Great. You find a small rowboat.
Something easy and manageable.
Kayak.
Yeah, a kayak. No, it's a rowboat.
Oh, okay.
You couldn't both fit in a kayak.
Great.
There are 2-person kayaks.
Okay, that's
we,
good.
we get into the boat and undo the rope, and Rasper's gonna be on the two two paddles.
All right. You row. Are you proficient with watercraft?
No.
Then give me a wisdom check.
Okay. A wisdom check. 7.
Okay. It takes you a little while, and you're sort of floundering out there for a little bit as you,
One arm's a little too strong.
Yeah,
No.
he's going-
as you sort of row your way out. But you get it after a little while and
Okay.
a little bit of noise and some swearing.
It's a half an hour
That sounds like
of constant
sounds like a normal adventure.
overcorrection
Noise
and
and swearing.
overcorrection.
It's like that game in I think it's Mario Party 4 where each player is rowing the boat.
Yeah, and if one person's going too fast.
Yeah, then it starts to turn.
No, God.
So we make our way over to the waterfall, and
Yes.
is there a spot to tie up near it?
Um,
That's not under it.
what do you mean a spot that's high up near it?
Oh, to tie up the boat.
No, there's not really. It would be very difficult to tie the boat up because there's some big rocks sticking
Okay.
out of it.
Is the boat too heavy to lift out of the water?
Yes, and the water is
Too deep.
Okay. Great.
So you gotta sail under it or just sort of hang out here in the.
Yeah, Rasper will just get close. All right, Jamie, you go for it. It's through the waterfall. Do what you have to do.
I mean, let's just both go.
Can you teleport me?
I grab him by the.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't we take a boat?
Why indeed?
It was great. It was a great moment.
And it can only last an hour.
All right, so I grab Rasper by the shoulders.
We both are into gas.
Yes, I can.
Oh
You
no!
have to be willing, though.
Oh yeah, I guess Rasper's willing.
Okay.
He's surprised.
All right, take a deep breath. And then as we take a breath out, our feet start to turn to gas and go up, and we're breathing ourselves out through our mouths.
Nope.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So you travel through this. You can fly as a gas.
10 feet fly speed, yes.
Okay,
Oh,
so you're
slow.
moving fairly slow, slower than walking, as you sort of move yourself through the sewers. But it totally looks like just a small sewer fog creeping along the sewers. I was smart and I did prepare for this.
Sewer noises.
So you make your way through the sewers, and you can see that within the sewers, there's sort of it's sort of like a small, almost town set up on the inside, where the Black Hour Syndicate black market is. You can see that there's a small black market. that then leads to a secret. It's not really a secret tunnel. It's a pretty well telegraphed tunnel, but it's obviously secret, and it leads further on. Are you going to go through the black market as a fog? You drift across the black market, and then you drift on through the large opening. It's sort of water. It could be water all the way. It's like sewer canals that could lead all the way to all the way through another sewer passage, and sort of rats and stuff scurry along, and it leads to almost like a little sewer dock. The room that you see it's a small shallow pool that leads to a little dock, which looks like it must be underneath the main castle, underneath the roost. You can see beyond you can see a hallway which goes down, as well as a door by the dock, which looks like a seriously heavy door, as well as another door. So there's 3 doors. I can let me see if I have a good.
Does the seriously heavy door have a keyhole? It's sealed.
Yeah, I'll give you this.
Does it have the sewer?
So the bottom part is this lower floor.
Right. So here's the sewers here.
Okay, gotcha.
And so we see all this. What's upside down?
You're upside down.
So you can see it's that bottom one.
Right.
Great.
You can see there's 3 doors. One of them looks like it's probably the dungeon.
Yeah. We were told.
And once you guys are down here, you sort of are reminded of the times when you were down here when you stole all that wine from the food storage.
Oh yeah.
Or,
I remember when you guys did
I didn't do that.
the dungeons are there. No, we're after this.
Yeah, right.
Right. Can we communicate while we're in gas form?
I'm allowed. You guys are the same cloud of gas.
Great.
Dude, I just heard this cloud of gas talking to
Ooh, you guys are like this one right now.
Yeah.
That must be weird. Oh my god, can Rasper talk to the meta and stuff right now?
If nothing else, you guys can mind speak with Jamie.
Sure. I think we'll mind speak. Follow me up the stairs, and we'll lead our way through.
Up which stairs?
The kitchen stairs.
Okay, so you're gonna
We're gonna go through here.
Yeah.
Up through here, up into the kitchen, and then up.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can you go under doors and stuff as a gas? You can just go through everything.
Can fog go?
gas?
Yeah,
Lovely.
As long as it's
So
not airtight.
you slip through the food storage, and into the kitchen. You notice that the kitchens are fairly empty for the night. I don't think there is anyone in the kitchens. No. There's no one down in the kitchens. And you continue to head on up through food storage, where you see it's like meats and stuff, through the kitchen, and then up and out those stairs, which lead, of course, to the next level up.
Right, which is like the ballroom and the great hall and all this kind of.
Yes. That top level.
Okay.
And so you can see when you come out, there's the great hall.
Rasper, where are we going?
I think we're heading to the towers.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we doing? I thought we were supposed to. Okay. I don't care. How much time has it been?
You're moving pretty slow, so it's probably been like 30 minutes.
All right.
Oh.
All right. We got an hour. So.
Wait, great.
Maybe head back.
Yeah, so maybe we take one look around and see how many patrols there are and what's
In patrols in where?
like foot soldiers and how empty it is at night.
Where?
Just where we're heading through the Great Hall, I suppose.
Okay,
And
you're
that
going
kind
through
of
the Great Hall?
The second.
Wait, are you guys okay?
We're coming up through the kitchens and there's a.
Okay, at night you notice that there's no one in that hallway. There's no one in the Great Hall. You want to keep going further around the Great Hall?
I think. Are you going to tell me that we reached a turning point?
No, well, I've only done this for like one time, and that's for like 4 minutes.
Oh, okay. Does Jamie know that he's got an hour limit?
No.
Oh, then we keep going.
Okay.
I mean,
where to?
I can feel that I'm like getting like I'm losing my concentration on
Great.
this. Like, I'm getting unfocused and whatnot.
Do you communicate that to me with your mind powers?
Sure.
All right. Raptor doesn't
Like-
care. We keep heading to the artist tower.
I don't.
Okay, to the artist tower.
Yeah.
Great. By way of the great, so you go the Great Hall and then where?
I say the Great Hall and wrap around through the. Is it
Through
the?
that little triangle room.
Yeah.
In the.
Yeah, and then.
So you wrap around through the Great Hall. If you go through the wall south, that little triangle room.
Yes.
Then that's servants' quarters.
Okay.
And then you go through another hallway, and you can see that there's several servants asleep. And then you pass through another hallway, which when you're in that hallway, you can see that to go up to the Yuta Tower, which is not the one that you're going to,
Right.
but is the one that you're currently passing through. You don't see any guards on there, but you see that there's stairs that go up to another door. Then you pass through the receiving room, where at night you notice that there are no guards in the receiving room. Then you continue on into the artist tower, which is the guest tower that you have stayed in.
Rasper, I'm feeling pretty tired. Like, are we almost done here? This is tough.
You said you could transport. Teleport.
About that.
Can you only transport yourself?
That is true. Also, I didn't think about this. When I turned us both into gas, kind of blew my load a little bit. So
There's got to be a better way to say that.
well, without saying, I used all my spell slots to.
Just say.
We might have to climb down the tower then.
Fair. That sounds good to me.
You head into so you're heading into the artist tower.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go into the artist tower, and it is also empty. There's no one in the artist tower, and that is the westernmost tower.
Is there anything in the artist tower of interest?
No, it looks fairly similar to when you guys stayed in it. This is the tower that's like reserved for guests and things.
Okay, gotcha. Great. Does there look to be like any windows? Or how high are we at this point?
You're it's a high in relative to what? Like in the tower?
Like if we wanted to climb down via rope.
Oh, all the way down to via rope, probably 200 feet.
Okay, so it's probably too high. Great. So
Could maybe dive out into the water.
No, I think we make our way back down, so we're
Okay.
a little lower.
The same route you took.
Yeah, and then
I should point out as you guys are heading back down the stairs back to the kitchen. It's pretty inconsequential as you guys sort of slip down through this area. You hear some strange like grunting and sort of laughing sounds as you are making your way in the kitchen, coming from the other food storage through food storage 1. So you guys came through the little one, but you hear some of these sounds through the other room that borders the kitchen.
maybe we duck in there. I'm gonna like communicate to Jamie. Should we check it out?
We're the same being right now.
Well, we're going to mind thought meld.
Yeah.
And make a co-decision right now.
You and I are the same person.
It's like a gem fusion.
Yeah.
Great.
Precisely.
My fusion push is toward going to
we're
explore
like,
this.
We're like Vegeta.
All right, we're doing this.
So, Jamie and Rasper, as you guys are fogged,
Fart.
as you are a rolling fart cloud, you move into the food storage where you find what looks to be like a butler or the head servant maybe copulating with a young serving girl in the food storage 1.
Great.
Yeah.
I
Wait, is it? Can we infer that it's consensual?
Yes.
Gosh.
I'll make sure that this lady's safe.
right in our gaseous form. Our hybrid minds wink and then make our way past them out
Great.
the other side.
We don't have any idea who these people are. We don't recognize them. They're serving people.
The one guy looks like a head sergeant. If you want, you can inspect him a little bit more. But if you're just like floating on by, that's what you're gonna see.
Should we inspect more?
Yes.
Okay. Great.
He looks like he is wearing the uniform of like the head servant. So you also notice that he has a set of keys lying close by.
Oh, we can't interact with them when we're in the gas form, though.
Correct.
Great. We might have to ungasify.
To get the keys.
On minds of one, we ungasify.
I drop concentration on gaseous form. Great. I imagine we inhale ourselves back into ourselves.
So if you have like one Rasper arm,
I imagine we're wearing each other's clothes at this point.
Okay, cannon. We're wearing each other's clothes.
It's a little tight.
Rasper like immediately tears through
I think I'm wearing my dad's shirt.
your dad's rag.
Great.
And the girl immediately screams, "Ah!" And the guy like turns around and he pulls like a dagger out, like just a small. Like,
Does he even
personal
have
protection
time
dagger.
to do that if we're like lunging for them?
If you're lunging for
Yeah, I
them,
think
well, they kind of do it in like an instant.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead and tell me what you guys are
Where
gonna
did he
do.
pull the dagger from?
He has like he's still wearing his shirt.
Oh.
He's still wearing his like butler's clothes and his like butler's pants are like around his butler ankles.
Gotcha.
Quickie style.
but now he's pulled out his butler dagger.
Yes,
He's
now
holding his
he's
butler
pulled out
hand.
his little
Is he
dagger.
naked? He's got his dagger and all this.
No, he's wearing
It's
his
just his
his pantry
okay.
gun.
Great.
Just
Rasper
his
just goes for a chokehold.
Okay, give me a strength check.
You're gonna
Great.
kill him?
Chokehold.
Put him to
Chokehold.
sleep.
This
is just a regular strength.
Yeah.
So 13.
Yep, you put him in a chokehold.
Great.
And the girl she pushes away from you and she's like cowering in the corner and she like throws her skirt back down over herself and she's like cowering and this guy's like
Just knock him out, Rasper. Don't kill him.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
mean, he's just choking him.
Just choking him out.
the woman goes, Lord Rasper, I'm so sorry, my lord.
This took on much funnier context.
We didn't need to and she's just crying and sobbing.
Yeah. He says, leave us.
And she runs to the door to lead back out into the hallway, and it's locked.
Oh.
And she's like, "It's locked. I'm sorry."
Please. Go grab the keys.
Okay.
Go to the door and say, "Don't worry, everything's great. I'm Lord Master Rockbore's." No, that's not his name at all. I'm Lord Hawkborne's trusted advisor. I play the key game, where you try.
There's just one. He just has one set of keys on him. His butler keys.
Great. I open the door.
It's a green key.
Open the door. I go, "We appreciate your discretion." Goodbye.
And
No one will believe you.
and she runs up the stairs, assumed back to her quarters, crying, and you can hear her sobs echo throughout the castle.
Okay.
Well, we got
This guy's like, "Ah!"
Great. Rasper, he's gonna tell him, I'm gonna let you breathe a bit if you calm down.
Okay. I'm so sorry, my lord. I was just having a bit of fun with. I come down here at night for a little bit of fun with some of the serving girls. I didn't.
Some
I
of
didn't
them?
mean any disrespect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are his pants still down?
Yes.
Oh. Rasper
Tell him
ran
to
out of
pull his
ideas.
pants up.
As far as Rasper
Rasper
got.
started choking, and then that's all the plan.
That's as far as he got.
All right.
Well, where are the dungeons?
The dungeons, sir, they're outside and beyond the other side.
We'll let you go peacefully if you say that you didn't see us here. Otherwise, the real Rasper will. Oh no! Otherwise,
A thought process was already crossing his face, but then on the real Rasper,
Jamie!
you hear, "I knew it. Why wouldn't Lord Hawkborne know where the dungeons are? You are a foul gunk."
Yeah, I think he's like knock him out.
Great. You give me a. You knock him out. You knock him out.
Yeah. All right.
You knock him out. And
We're
he
taking him with
falls
us.
limp.
yep. All right, here we go.
All right. Off we go. Yeah, Rasper grabs him, throws him over his shoulder with Jamie's stretched out, ripped clothes over him, and we head toward the boat again.
I want to check out the dungeon.
How?
Oh.
How do you?
Has the boat floated away?
How do you get to?
You have to go
You
through
still
the
have to go
entire
through the
black
sewers,
market.
but also,
Oh, yeah.
As you try the opposite door that leads you back, it is locked. And you try your key, and that key does
Jamie,
not fit this lock.
Use the other key.
There's only the one
There's only
key.
one key, only the one green key.
Oh.
Well, according to the map, can we go through the door that the servant went through?
Yes, but that would take you back up to the next floor.
Not into this hallway here.
It would, but there's okay. Oh, and try to go through the kitchen.
I'm trying to go through the kitchen.
Okay, you go out, you go through the kitchens. The kitchen door is unlocked. There are two doors, one that leads back into the food storage, the other that leads into food storage too. You open the second door to food storage, but the door on the far side of that food storage as well uses a different key.
Bollocks. I mean, it's a pretty simple rudimentary door, correct? Like.
No, actually. It is a well secured door.
Well secured door.
Yes.
Jamie, how long will it take for you to be able to, do the thing again?
The gas thing?
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes, an hour.
You take a rest.
Take a short rest.
Well, I guess we're resting.
With the
Meanwhile, while you were resting, Kai, you've had enough time to get a pretty good idea of what's going on. At night, each of the towers only has about one or two people that are patrolling. Someone who has the night shift, who will probably swap out in the morning. You also notice down at the gatehouse, there's about 2 people that are hanging out in the gatehouse. There's two guards that are hanging out there.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Vel and Christine, what are you guys up to?
Christine has kind of been pondering over the map. She rolls the sleeves up on her dress, and you can see that there are a lot of like marks from because she has to carry the shield every day. So there's like all these marks up and down her right arm. Because Rex, she has to feed it blood.
Right.
Vel, I've been thinking. I think when we get back, you need to go home.
What?
I've seen the letters.
What
I don't know what they say. They're in Elvish, but I'm assuming they're from the homeland.
What?
And I feel like you're hiding in Marrington.
Not hiding. I just don't like doing paperwork. Now, I'm trying to. Alright, so we turn you into a hamster. You hide in my pocket. Then I turn. No, that won't work.
Vel,
And then I shoot you up. No.
Vel, you can't keep running from this. Whatever they're asking you, I'm assuming it has to do with you bringing a god back. But you can't keep running from this, no matter how much paperwork it involves.
I don't know what's going to happen over there, Christine. I don't, Do I strike you as somebody who's in a position to start, I don't know, leading the recovery of a people? Because that's what they're going to ask me to do.
How do you know that? Is that what they're saying in the letters?
I don't know. I haven't read any of them.
Well, how would you know what they're going to ask you if you don't read what they're asking you to do?
You don't know what it's like over there, Christine. We're not. They're gonna try and rebuild the empire. And there's going to be politicking, and there's going to be. I just want to read. You know, he gestures down to his notes that have been slowly creeping across the table and are now like covering half of your map as he's pulled more of the map. I want to do this. This is, you know, I've almost worked out how to replicate Archie's scrying. I've almost figured out how to make things. This is important. This is bigger than, like, look at where we are right now. This hasn't been done in living memory. I wouldn't be able to do this if I had to worry about the politicking and the paperwork and.
Well, why can't you just write back and say thank you but no thank you? Or just explain in a letter what happened then? You can't run from this. Eventually they're gonna probably come and maybe, I don't know, they could ransack Meriton. And I can't have that. They could attack Meriton just to get you. I don't know.
That's what it always comes down to for you, isn't it? Okay. Well.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's never what might happen if I ended up at the head of the empire. It's never what that might do to me. It's always, oh, well, what might happen to Meriton? And that's fine,
it's
I
been
guess.
your home for 2 years. It's not like I've, given you food and shelter and paid for your research and done any of that for you. Yeah, you're right. No, I don't care about you at all. She gets up and she goes into her room and slams the door and locks it.
Bill lets out kind of a long sigh. And then he sees something in his notes that he hadn't noticed before, and he goes, oh. And it starts to creep further over the map that he's pretty sure still isn't accurate.
All right. Short rest is over.
We've been drinking wine for the past 10 minutes in the food cellar.
Yeah, say you want about that asshole, but he sure has good wine. As we're like busting open his most expensive stuff.
the Griffin Rose Red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, Rasper. That's very good wine here. All right, let's do the gas thing.
As you burp, and you burp out.
Before that. Can we take that guy with us?
No. No, we can't. I can only do 2 people every hour.
And they have to be willing.
And they have to be willing. This guy's unconscious.
And he's unable to give consent.
How did that become a sub-theme of this episode?
Can gas float down? Can it like fly or something, or like float? Okay.
No.
It's gas.
Gas.
That's gas. Okay.
And to answer your other question, no, we cannot turn into gas. Go down into this guy's lung and somehow animate him.
Was that your thought?
No.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That'd be Otto's thought.
Here's what we do. Jamie,
Maybe there's a low window or something. We can toss him in the water and then meet him down there or something.
Then he'll drown.
Here's what we do. We prop him up here in the food storage room, surround him by all these empty bottles of wine. Okay? Pour some on his shirt, right? To make him smell like the wine.
I want to interrogate the guy, Jamie. I don't want to get him.
What? Alright, we can interrogate him. What do you want to ask him?
I want to throw him out the window. I think that's the best trick.
It's the worst form of interrogation.
Well, we'll interrogate him later. We can't do it here.
Alright, fine. Well, grab him and we'll interrogate him in the tower. Or wherever you want it. I'm just...
All right. Let's see what we can do.
Tell me what you want to turn into gas and I'll turn it into gas. Apparently that's all I'm good for.
All right, we're gonna make our way out of the. Wait, are we locked in the food storage? Or is there one? There's the one door that we can.
One
get
door
out?
we can't get to.
Correct. You can go back up into the main castle with the keys you have. You
Great.
just cannot get back to the sewers.
Let's do that. I'll just carry this guy up into the main castle.
Okay.
And is there a low-hanging window that overlooks the water?
Maybe on the front side of the. Maybe on the front side of things.
One of these towers?
Yeah, one of the
Or
towers. There's no one in the artist tower.
Barn?
You can
barn
go
mall?
through there.
Barrack.
You're saying you'd have to go to one of the towers.
One of these towers. I was thinking like these towers.
I don't think
Where the
they-
guards
I think
are?
I think we're halfway through this.
Oh.
Rasper just says, "You know what? Maybe this is a terrible idea. We should just kill him."
I'm not going to kill a man just because he wanted to get frisky with one of the barmaids.
Yeah, but
Or
he's
one of
seen
the
us.
servants. He thinks it's you, though. It's you.
No, we've already been over this. You recognized me.
Oh, that's right. That's why I say we do the whole wine thing, so when people find him and he tries to tell the story, he'll just be labeled as a drunkard, and no one will believe him.
Or we could kill him.
I'm gonna go over here. Okay, like I'm not.
What?
Fine, kill him. I don't care. I'm gonna go over here. You do whatever you want. Just make it quiet, please. Make it look inconspicuous.
You guys are in that stairwell. This is where this conversation is happening.
Great. Because Rasper, he goes to like break the guy's neck, and he can't do it. He just can't anymore. Can't kill the guy.
Is it over? Did you do it?
No.
Great.
No. Let's go.
I enact my plan. I put him into the storeroom, put all the bottles of wine around him, dump some of it on him, put the remaining bottle in his hand, and then I grab him and I go, and I blow him away. Like that's how I'm turning him into gas this time.
Oh, Rasper.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I.
You turn to gas, and you guys make it out through the sewers. No problem. Come morning time, you all arrive back at Forest View Inn. You guys want to share the information you guys got? And has Christine come out of her room?
Nope.
Okay, so just Vel. Has Vel been up all night, or did he go to bed at some point?
No, he'd probably tranced out at some point.
Okay. Oh, I guess you could be up already. You just
Yeah.
got a 4-hour trance.
Yeah.
Then Ka goes to Christine's door.
Okay.
Who is it? She unlocks the door and goes back to where she's kneeling in front of the shield and just like, cutting a long gash in her arm. And just like, what's up?
Ka approaches her and he tries to like gesture for like the towers and everything, and he he says like, I don't know, like 6 or something, and like, like shows to Chad, and then he makes like a gate noise, like a gate rising and closing, and then he's like 6 or something, and like, and then in belly drum though he says, strange fog, artist tower.
Strange fog?
Strange fog.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Rasper.
Meanwhile, a strange fog rolls into that room.
Strange fog.
Hey, Jamie.
That was a long journey. And why? Rasper appears. It's like, why were we in fog the entire way back? Regardless,
Our minds are one. We knew. We both knew.
All mechanically wrong.
Great.
All of it.
We begin to talk to. Oh, is Christine still in her room?
She's finished. She's
So I guess
finished feeding
we
the
do this
shield.
next to
It's like-
Val. Where's Christine?
She's in there.
Okay, well let's get everyone together. We're gonna talk about this.
Yeah.
Christine.
She finishes up and is like, yes, 1 minute. And she goes to like lift her hand away to get some bandages, and the cut is completely healed. All right. Yeah, let's go. So Christine walks out into the other room, grabs a bottle of wine off the table, like tosses it, and just.
Morning wine.
What'd you find?
quite a bit, actually. For instance, the castle looks like this.
Does it?
Okay.
It was mostly empty.
You sure?
No patrols at night. No guards.
Inside.
It was like strangely empty. I found. I would have expected at least some, watch in the actual ballroom and whatnot, the receiving area, but no one. Just a couple of servants boning.
So it was just a clear shot through the sewers.
It was a black market.
Were there people at night? I guess it would be during the day. There would be probably people.
Only servants.
Yeah.
But Jamie's right. It was almost too empty. Like, as if they had moved the bus to somewhere else, perhaps.
Locked doors,
Yeah.
Locked doors.
thin walls.
No, not really. Pretty fortified.
Did you find the other me?
We didn't really have time to look for you. Unfortunately, we had to get back, given my limitations of gaseous powers.
That's fine. But do you know the dungeons are there?
We know where the dungeons are.
There's
just-
only the possibility that she's there.
You didn't find the out point for their bliss operation.
No.
Nothing.
No. We did get this key, which is a key to doors in the...
All of them? Is it a skeleton key?
Not all the keys, just some keys. Some doors.
Kyle, how good is your lock picking? Okay.
Well,
Vel thumps a big door knocker on the table next to him too.
We also have the...
Like he doesn't really look up. He's just like clunk.
Right. So doors are not really an issue. We have means of doors. It's just, it'll be hard to...
And no sign of Repsar.
No Repsar.
actually say that seriously.
It's called acting.
So my only concern is if we try and do this, then moving 5 people. We were able to do it because we turned into clouds of mist.
Right. Okay.
Getting 5 people in there in armor is going to be, or 1-person armor, the rest in lighter armor.
Right.
It's going to be a bit problematic.
Right. All right.
But maybe not if there were no guards. We only ran into a couple people by happenstance.
That's true.
Turn Rasper into a hamster and put him in my...
Yes. Who is it?
My lord Hawkborne. I don't know if news has reached you another way, but I figured I should tell you there was a break-in last night to the roost, to the dungeons. Luckily, your personage was here, and it seems that no one was harmed. However, it does seem like there may have been some doppelgangers that had appeared.
He flashes.
Someone that looked like yourself.
Doppelgangers.
Yes, but no fear. It would appear that the news that I've heard is that you have already sent for a magic expert to up security for some extra protection.
Vel kind of grumbles, and you see him just kind of push half of his papers off the table and pull out another book.
Thank you. Leave us.
Yes, sir. Is everything all right, sir? I trust that you were in all night.
Leave us.
Yes, my lord.
Jamie, I hate having a conscience.
I know. You're doing a great job with it.
I'm gonna go ahead and call it there for now. We will pick things up next time. Thanks everyone for watching Threshold. Please check us out on Twitter and most importantly on our Patreon. It's because of you guys that we have this. Our video and our sound will look better. So thank you so much for that. Please check us out tomorrow. We will be doing question, comments, concerns, and following that we will be doing a afterwards. So thank you very much, and we will see you soon.